Hi, it's Erica, and in today's video I'm going to show you how I created this adorable funky loopy bow on an alligator clip. You're going to need 3 pieces of 7/8 inch or 1 inch with grosgrain ribbon cut to 18 inches each, an alligator clip with teeth, scissors, 2 pieces of 1/4 inch or 3/8 inch with grosgrain ribbon, a crewel needle or another strong type of needle, strong thread, a bow center, a glue gun and glue sticks, hairspray, a lighter, and possibly a hair dryer, and 30 korker ribbon pieces cut to 3 inches each. Here is the batch of korkers I made in the last video. If you haven't seen it yet, it is linked below in the description. Arrange the korkers into 2 equal piles. I don't need all of these korkers, so what I'm going to do is separate 30 of them. I find that 30 korker pieces works best for me. However, feel free to use a number of korkers to your liking, either more or less. I am lining the top of the clip with my 1/4 inch ribbon. As mentioned, you can also use 3/8 inch width ribbon. For this, I don't use a specific measurement. I just cut a piece of ribbon long enough to cover most of the top of the clip. I then take that ribbon, apply a line of glue, and then adhere it to the top of the clip. Thread your needle with a cut of thread that is about twice as long as your arm, and then knot the ends together. First, run your needle through the ribbon lining at the top of the clip to secure the knot. Then, while slightly opening the clip with the fingers of your non-dominant hand, wrap the thread around the top part of the clip 2 times. Next, stack your 3 ribbons and lay them on top of the clip over where the knot is. Leaving about a 2-inch long tail, wrap the thread around both the ribbon and the clip 3 times. Form about a 2-inch tall loop. Wrap the ribbon and clip 3 times to hold the loop in place. Repeat this step until you have 3 loops. Once you have made the loops, be sure to slide them all very close together and position them so they are centered right in the middle of the clip. To secure the loops in place, run the needle through some of the threads on the bottom of the clip and then pull tightly to ensure the loops don't slide around or fall apart. If your ribbon tail on this side of the bow is excessively long, you can cut it down to 2 inches. Now you want to flip the bow around so that the open end of the clip is facing your right side and the pinched part of the clip is on your left. It's time to add the korkers. Pick up your first pile of korkers and then mix up the colors a bit. Once I'm satisfied with how the colors look, I give the pile a twist at the center. This just makes them easier to handle during the next step. This first pile will go between the first two loops on the right side of the bow. Match the center of the pile with the area between the loops and hold it in place with your non-dominant hand. With your other hand, wrap the thread tightly around the corkers and clip 3 times. To secure the corkers in place, you want to run the needle through the threads on the underside of the clip and pull tightly. Repeat the same steps for the second pile of corkers. When you are finished, knot the thread several times on the underside of the clip and cut the excess thread. To cover the threads, cut a piece of 1/4 inch or 3/8 inch with ribbon that is a tad longer than the clip. Apply glue to only about 1/3 of the ribbon and then attach that part of it to the clip. Applying just a little glue to begin with helps me avoid burning myself and also makes it less likely I'll drip any onto the bow. Now I apply glue to the rest of the ribbon. So that I don't burn myself, I will first smooth it down with some jewelry pliers, but you can also do this with your scissors. Starting with the side of the bow over the open end of the clip, I am going to separate the loops. I usually pull the top loop to the left and the next loop to the right. And there's no particular reason for this, it's pretty much just a habit. You can actually pull them in any direction you want. However, one loop needs to stay in the center. The goal for this step is for the 2 outer loops to be pulled as far away from the center as possible. When they are in the correct position, they should look like what you see here. You'll repeat this for the next 2 sets of loops. I like to alternate the ribbons as I pull them into place so that the colors and patterns are mixed throughout the bow. One tip that will help improve the shape of your bow is to intertwine your fingers from both hands into the loops and pull away from the clip. This will help loosen the loops a bit so that they line up better in the front and in the back of the bow. Ideally, there should be a neat row of loops along both sides of the clip. Next, I hairspray the bow so that it holds the shape I just created. As you can see, I use a good amount of hairspray for this. I personally dry my bows with a hairdryer, but you can also just let it air dry. I just usually don't have the time to wait. The next step is to glue the loops together so they form a continuous row on one side of the bow and a continuous row on the other side of the bow. To do this, put a drop of glue towards the back of one of the loops and then pinch the two loops together. Repeat for the next two loops. Do this for the other side of the bow as well. I also like to finish the ribbon tails. First, I glue each ribbon on top of the next. Then I cut the ribbon ends so that they are the same length. I then mount the ends together using my lighter, and of course repeat for the other set of ribbon tails. The last thing to do is to trim the corkers down on the top of the bow. I like to cut the corkers evenly with the middle loop. After trimming, heat seal each of the corker ribbon pieces. And finally, apply the bow center to the middle loop with glue. If you just want a simple bow, then you can stop here. But if you want to make something a bit more fancy, please be sure to watch my next video on how I created and added the extra embellishments. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and also be sure to subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions at all, please leave a comment for me below. Thanks so much for watching.